Hey, what's up guys? It's Angel Santowski. I'm back with another UFC prediction video. This time UFC 306 O'Malley versus Dvalishvili. This event goes down Saturday, September 14th, 2024. Prelims begin at 6 p.m. It's going down from the Sphere in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a 10-fight card. Let's get into it. First prelim up, Rosas Jr. against Ireland. Ireland coming off a no contest over Daniel Marcos. There was a groin strike involved. Went over Johnny Munoz Jr. before that, who was no longer with the UFC. So he is known more for his striking than he is his submissions. And he's going up against a pure submission guy here. And Raul Rosas Jr., who I think is going to continue his winning ways, man. He's on a 2-fight winning streak. Lost to Christian Rodriguez back in 2023, but he beat Terrence Mitchell, beat Ricky Tercios. And I think he's going to be Ireland now. So my pick will be Raul Rosas Jr. Next up, good fight here. Manuel Torres against Ignacio Bahamondes. And I'm going to side with Bahamondes, man. We know he's training partners with Bilal Muhammad. He's coming off a win over Christos Giagos. Lost to Ludovic Klein, lost to McDessie. But, you know, he's looked impressive in his UFC. And so has Manuel Torres, man. This guy, he's on a 6-fight winning streak. Beat Chris Duncan, beat Nicholas Multa, Frank Camacho, you know, so he's beating a lot of guys that that aren't really relevant in the UFC. But I'm gonna side with Bahamondes here, but I look forward to the fight itself. Edgar Chairez against Kevin Borjas. Borjas just got absolutely dominated by Alexander Koshin, put out, lost to Van in his UFC debut, which I thought he looked okay. It's going against Edgar Chairez here. Again, don't really know much about this guy. He's on a 1-fight winning streak. Fought in the Mexico card. Beat Daniel Lacerda, but I think he missed weight. I'm gonna side with Edgar Chairez here, but again, I'm just not super confident in this pick. Yasmin Jauregui against Ketlin Souza. I'm gonna side with Yasmin Jauregui. I think she's only had that one hiccup to Denise Gomes, but outside of that, she's looked stellar. Wins over Eisman Lucindo, Estela Nunes, Sam Hughes. We'll look at Ketlin Souza right now. One-fight winning streak. Beat Marnik Man, which is nothing to write home about. So, yeah, I will be picking Yasmin Jauregui here. Irene Aldana against Norma Dumont. I'm going to side with Norma Dumont here, man. She's been on a little roll here. 4-fight winning streak. Beat Jermaine Durandamy. Beat Chelsea Chandler. Carol Rosa. Danielle Wolf. Lost to Shizan. Beat Aspen Ladd in that main event back in 2021. And Irene Aldana, I guess I'll just never forget that performance she had against Holly Holm about 4 years ago in that main event. She looked absolutely horrible, very slow. Like I said, she does have a win over Macy Shizan, but that was an upkick to the liver, which is a kind of a rare thing to happen. Lost to Amanda Nunes, I think in Amanda Nunes' retirement fight. Beat Carol Rosa in her last fight out. But I'm just going to side with Norma Dumont here. I just think she's the better fighter. But again, we'll see how it plays out. Up to the main card now. Daniel Zellhuber against Esteban Ribovics. Zellhuber's going to have a big reach advantage here. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. Beat Francisco Prado, Christos Giagos, Lando Venata. He's going up against Esteban Ribovics, who's coming off a nice win, I believe, over Terrence McKinney with a head kick. Wow, that was crazy. Knocked him out cold. Beat Kamala Kirk before that. Lost to Luik Radzhabov in his UFC debut. But I'm going to side with Daniel Zellhuber here to pick up the win. Brian Ortega against Diego Lopes. I thought Ortega was going to move up to 55. You know, we know this fight was booked before and it got canceled. Ortega couldn't make the weight. Got sick at 155 when they did fight at when they did weigh in at a catch weight, and we know Diego Lopes ended up fighting Dan Ige And that was a great fight. But I think Lopes is going to get the win here. I just don't think... I'd rather see Ortega stay at 45. Just because I think 55 is just going to be too much for him. But Diego Lopes has looked very impressive, man. He definitely took the first 2 rounds from Ige. I think anybody else with less of a chin would have went out. I could have seen Ortega going out. And like I said, I'm an Ortega fan as well. But, you know, I just don't ever think we'll see this guy get to the top of the 45 division. We've seen him, you know, he's fought for the belt twice, and he's come up short both times, you know. And that was a nice one over Yair. But I don't know. I don't think he gets past Lopes here. But so I'm going to side with Lopes. But I do kind of hope Ortega stays at 45. So we'll see. But like I said, I'm going to go with Lopes here. Ronaldo Rodriguez against Ode Osbourne. I'm going to side with Osbourne here, man. I just was not impressed with Ronaldo Rodriguez in his win over Janice Bandar. Thought that was a very low-level fight. I think that closed as like a pick'em. I think he's got a padded record. Ode Osbourne, up and down UFC career, but you know what? He's got a lot of length and reach on his side. You know, and he has a problem defending submissions. We know that. So, but I'm going to side with Ode Osbourne here. Alexa Grasso against Valentina Shevchenko. Again, I'll probably be on the side of whoever's the dog. Right now, it's currently a pick'em with a slight lean to Grasso. It's minus 115 Grasso, minus 105 Shevchenko. And I think I'm going to side with Shevchenko here, man. I was on the Grasso side last time. I do think Shevchenko probably won that fight. You know, Grasso won the rounds that she dropped Shevchenko. But I just think Shevchenko is just probably the slightly better fighter, more well-rounded. But her chin is worrisome. She's getting older. She's definitely slowing down some. But I'm going to side with Shevchenko here to become the new UFC flyweight champion. Sean O'Malley against Merab Dvalishvili. I think Merab stood a better chance of winning this fight had it taken place a year or so ago. But I just think Sean's really come into his own, man. This guy put up, I believe, over 230 strikes against Marlon Vera, man. He put on an absolute clinic against Marlon Vera. Destroyed Aljamain Sterling. And I think he's going to destroy Merab, too. I really do. Merab is chinny. I think the moment's too big for Merab. But, again, we'll see how this fight takes place. But I think we're getting a really good dog price with O'Malley here, man. And I'm really surprised that Sean O'Malley is the underdog in this fight, because I do think he's going to put out Merab. So, guys, my picks: Sean O'Malley, Shevchenko, Osbourne, Lopes, Zellhuber, Dumont, Jauregui, Chairez, Bahamondes, and Rosas Jr.